What's going on, my truckers? Thanks for following the show. If you're new here, think about following or subscribing to the show because we're here just to share information that happens in real time in trucking. Now, I got this information earlier today, been doing some research on it just to make sure we get it right. Well, we have a truck driver that works for 10 Roads Express, says that they are closing in the next 60 days and they are the USPS's largest carrier that's closing, right? So they have contracts with different trucking companies, and 10 Roads Express is pretty much the biggest one for them. You know, we've shared some of this before when it came to layoffs and things like that, so we'll break into that. But as far as this goes, it has been confirmed. You know, it says 10 Roads Group of companies has recently made the difficult decision to commence the wind down of all operations. Earlier today, the United States Postal Service was provided 60 days notice from 10 Roads, informing the USPS of 10 Roads' intent to complete the subsequent 60 days of its contracts with USPS with an end of January 30th of 2026. If you are receiving this email, you are likely affected by this announcement. However, you should know that 10 Roads intends to continue its operation through January 30th and to continue to provide the same dedicated and timely service to its customers through that date. Now it says 10 Roads does not take this decision lightly and wants to thank all of its employees for their years of committed service. Additional information on what this means for you will be provided as soon as possible over the next 1 to 2 days. Sincerely, 10 Roads. And so when I look up right now, 10 Roads Express, and let me look up Safer Score. Let me look up what the snapshot says here from fmcsa.gov. It says that they have roughly 2,606 truck drivers that will be affected by this. It says 10 Roads Express LLC was formally founded in 2020, but its operations and history trace back through a series of acquired companies with roots as far back as 1946. The company structure grew through the acquisition of various single truck operations that held U.S. Postal Service contracts. The earliest roots of the consolidated companies trace back to 1946. Right, so the primary ownership group acquired the first company in December 1977 and steadily grew the organization over the following decades. So the name 10 Roads Express was established as a formal unified entity around 2020. So it says here that for the last 50 years, 10 Roads Express has connected the dots between providing reliable service to the U.S. Postal Service and meeting our drivers' needs, it says. You know, so first off, just want to say to all the drivers out there, I saw a couple on even Facebook that said that today was this driver's 19th year with the company. So getting information like this is very hard, right? And if you work for 10 Roads Express, please comment down below confirming what I am saying is true or not, because if we get any information wrong, I'd gladly update you guys on this. I've gotten at least 20 drivers telling me this is true. So I'm believing it to be so, right? So, mother truckers, definitely this is a time that's going to be hard for so many drivers out there. I want to break down exactly now, you know, what led up to this. And some say it's because of the Teamsters. Not trying to do a blame game here, but let me break it down. So it says here, 10 Roads Express winding down all operations and terminating its postal contracts over the next 60 days, with a full shutdown expected by January 30th. The company's a major U.S. mail hauler, like we stated. Right now, it says here that 10 Roads Express is ceasing operation due to the cancellation and non-renewal of various postal contracts. So we talked about this last year, and basically what USPS wanted to do was take back these contracts from these carriers and basically put them on a board. Put it so that, you know, people could bid over this. And I don't know if they did this to save money or not, but this is a trickle effect of that, right? It says here the shutdown affects all of its employees, a total workforce of over 3,300 truck drivers. Now, the Safer said 2,600. Maybe it dwindled down a little bit, right? So reasons for the shutdown. So while the company cited unforeseen cancellation and non-renewal of various postal contracts as the direct reason We know that there were a lot of labor disputes because it says here a multi-state strike involving hundreds of drivers began in February of 2025 when the Teamsters accused 10 Roads Express of unfair labor practices and a refusal to bargain in good faith for a fair contract. So
the brokers are doing the same job that we were doing. The post office is taking the jobs off of us, giving it to less paid. They're working for about half the price of what we are.
Earlier this year, we shared that they were striking. Now, the Teamsters claimed that after reaching an agreement in principle, the company abruptly backed out and returned with unacceptable demands, illegally walking away from a potential deal. So 10 Roads Express was a major contractor receiving over $700 million in contracts in 2022 alone. Wow, that's such a big number. Reports indicate the USPS has been diverting some freight spending to the general freight brokerage market, like what we just talked about, potentially reducing reliance on long-time dedicated contracts like 10 Roads. The company has been losing USPS runs since January of 2025. So if you are a 10 Roads Express driver, tell me this, how much is that whole dispute with the Teamsters being the real lead to the shutdown of this company? Or do you believe that it is true that just losing these contracts and USPS taking them back and wanting to put them on some sort of load board is that the reason why? Because I could see both of them coming into play. So, my truckers, comment down below. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Just want to share with you this information here today. This is extremely big news. Sad to see, this wind down happening. But in these times, this one right here, is it more because of economic times? Is it more because of the disputes with the Teamsters and fair pay? Or is it more because USPS themselves were taking back contracts? And I think it's a little bit of everything, right? As far as my opinion goes. But Mutha Truckers, comment down below. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Just want to share with you guys what the heck is going on in this trucking industry and just giving you straight from the truck drivers themselves. So thank you to all the drivers that shared this information to me today.